First, this will be directed to Laurette because you have been endorsed by Sheila Healy. And if you are elected, what will you do to ensure that Sheila's SB 840 and companion funding bill will be passed in view of the past vetoes that the governor has done on this bill?
Well, I might just get very lucky and we'll have a Democratic governor in 2 years who will have a more enlightened view on the necessity for single-payer health care in the state. I have dealt with Sheila's office, the senator's office, excuse me, and in particular her representative there that works primarily on the 840 issue. And we went through the companion bill, which is called 1014, which is what the Lewin report is the basis of that funding. We've talked through a lot of the precarious funding problems that have been identified in the event that we have an economic down cycle. And that is one of the reasons why some people are uncomfortable with the 1014 structure, meaning the financing structure of the 840 bill. Am I making sense? So it just means that the revenues that we have relied on in 840 can be supplemented by the hospitals that came on board in the AB 1X1 to provide 4% of their revenues to the healthcare issue. So that wasn't included in the original Lewin report. And I think that with the inclusion of that, we will be able to actually achieve that bill. The downside of 1014 was that it relied on taxes from cigarettes, a cigarette tax. And if, in fact, less people smoke cigarettes, which we want them to do, then those taxes go down, and we then get into a problem. And so it just means go down, and we then get into a problem. And so it just means stabilizing the revenues that we will have to apply it. I believe that it will come from the hospitals that have agreed to provide 4% of their revenues to the 1X1 bill that we can then apply to 840.
But in that case, you have to wait until 211, right?
Well,
to get it going. What about getting it to the lieutenant governor when the governor's out of town?
That's a good question. That's one worth looking at.
Let's move on.
See, let's make sure he goes to, Ethiopia.
One of the things